Hello, Internet. Zahana here. So, we're moving into part 2 on today's videos. Part 2 is going to be about protection. So, know that that video was downloading. While it was downloading, I was cleansing my altar. I kind of want to show it to you. Sorry about all the movement. Now it's a lot cleaner. Now, those herbs that are actually on the altar are from the moon water I used to wipe everything down with. I even wiped down my magical books in my little book area and my other things that are on there. I wiped down the things on my little fairy altar too. Sorry, my hand's in the way. I won't do that very often. Well, anyways, Leia wants to be part of the conversation. So, Leia, we just talked about cleansing. What do you know about protection? Oh yeah, You know a lot. She knows a lot about protection apparently. So when it comes to protection, we use things like sage, and we can use things like dragon's blood, and we can think about the ways that will shield us. We also can put up shields. So we meditate and we think of a bubble around us or around our house, depending on how big you want the bubble to be. What I also used to do, and I'm not sure if I'm the only witch that does this, but I've also made what I call pillars of light, and that's where I would have my hands like this and kind of going up and down and kind of around, and I let it spread out, and I bring in the light that way, and it goes as far as my walls in my house, sometimes out. And anyways, sorry about that doggy distraction, but anyways, so yeah, that's how I like to do protections, is shields and sage and dragon's blood. What you can also do is use certain runes or sigils, and you could paint those or put them on a piece of paper and tape that on your wall above your door or your windows, and that will protect you from getting anything attached to you or coming into your home. I use a lot of salt and garlic on my windowsills and at my doors. It's for two reasons, mundane and magical, because it keeps bugs away, certain bugs, not all. And I also use it for protection. It keeps negative energies out. And I also use it for when I make a circle around me in a smaller space when I'm summoning something or speaking with a spirit or an entity of some sort. Also, you could use bowls of water at your windowsill to prevent negative things from coming into your home, or a mirror at each window, and the mirror pointing out, so that way if there's another caster sending something against you, their spell will reflect back to them. And typically I like to make it go threefold back to them, so that way they learn not to mess with me, because no. Also, I use Hecate and my ancestors for protection. They generally won't let anything mess with me anyways, and I'm often pretty safe with them. So that's the spiritual protection too. Also, when I'm summoning other entities or beings, I will use Hecate and my ancestors to be with me and make sure nothing gets messed up or goes weird or negative or chaotic, because I'll tell you what, as much as people tell you magic is safe and talking to entities and spirits is perfectly safe, it's not if you don't know what you're doing. It's not if you say the wrong things to the beings, and you need to learn how to speak to spirits and entities, and you'll learn that as you go. The negative things that could happen is very rarely, but can happen, possession. I've had it happen because I actually provoked the spirit when I was first learning necromancy and demonology. I had lived in a haunted house, and the spirit and I were peaceful at first, but then it started getting jealous of my male friends and hurting them, so I was trying to banish it, trapping it in a mirror. I was going to get rid of it. I did it the wrong way because I was a baby witch back then, and possession ended up happening. So it took 2 male witches to unpossess me, and it was a whole hot mess. I lost abilities for healing for a long time, and I was sick for almost 2 weeks straight after the possession. It was crazy. After that, I learned to start using protection magic and cleansing magic as well. After that, I started doing things with salt a lot more and water a lot more, and it's helped. It's helped a lot. So now I can speak to entities and beings on more of a respectful way, rather than me being a young punk demanding and commanding and just stepping over my bounds, really, and pissing things off. So nowadays, I will write contracts, I will speak professionally with entities and beings. I also know that there are some ghosts and spirits or energies, and they're just negative, and you don't want them to be there. So protection is really good to keep those negative things away. Like if you go into a haunted place, you could actually get a spirit attached to you without you even knowing it, and you're going to be all of a sudden getting a lot of bad luck and a lot of chaos and havoc and just wreaking negativity in your life, and you don't know why. It could be anything. It could be somebody cursed you. Not likely, not always, but there are people out there who do curses just because they don't like you, or because something's going on. Maybe you screw them over. I don't know. Then there's those malevolent spirits. They're not malevolent. I think the mean ones, the mean spirits. They're usually confused, lost, and don't know what they're really doing after death, and they take it out on us. Just like how other people project their negativity onto other people when they're angry or, whatever. So being in other realms and speaking to other beings, you just don't know what's going to happen. Magic can actually be dangerous. It can be scary. And I question my sanity quite often, to be honest, especially when I'm talking to other beings. I question my sanity a lot. And, it's because I know magic isn't always safe. There are people who probably I've heard of people actually going crazy because they didn't know if the spirits they were talking to were quite real, or if it was all in their head, and if they were over exaggerating, and it just drove them nuts because they couldn't handle it. So, education, protection, cleansing, all those things will help you to make sure you're safe in magic, and nothing will hurt you in any way, shape, or form, and you can use energy and magic to change your destiny in a positive way without being afraid or weak, or without someone else controlling your life, because you control your life. You control your energy and your destiny. And you can do that any way you really can respectfully. But magic, in my opinion, is the most peaceful way to get the universe to listen to you and to do what you want the universe to do. Anyways, that's enough about cleansing and protection, and I don't want to rant about any other subjects like talking to the universe and getting what you want. That's all for the future. I hope you guys learned something about protection, and I hope you watched the cleansing video. Thank you. Ta-ta for now.